I enrolled in a new school recently, and my first day is just tomorrow. I was getting excited until the principal sent me an email titled First Day Rules. I opened them intrigued to see how much they differed from my old school, if I could chew gum or leave at lunchtimes to get my own food. But no, these rules were completely different. The email went like, "Good morning. It has come to my attention that it's your first day tomorrow, and I can't wait to welcome you here. But our school has a different set of rules for day one, as it does any other. 1. Do not try to use a map to find your classes. You will get lost. Instead, follow the student in the green hat. He is your guide for the day. 2. The student in the green hat will never talk to you, and you should never talk to him if you want to make it past this day. You don't want to know what happened to the last outgoing student. 3. You are fine to talk to any other students, but if they try to talk to you about the tomorrow, run. 4. Do not trust your eyes. If you see something odd in your peripheral vision, then it isn't actually there. 5. If the walls start to bleed, notify the janitor. He can be found next to the grandfather clock. 6. When in class, sometimes the teacher might tell you to wait on them outside. Take your stuff and walk out. But if the hallway seems off, go to the classroom next door because you didn't follow the rule 1 properly. 7. Hopefully after you have changed classrooms you will be fine. But sadly, the majority of the time you still aren't. The only way to guarantee safety is to check the clock on the wall. If it has the numbers 1 to 12, then you are fine. But if it has any different array of numbers, then inform the teacher, and if you are lucky, they will change the clock. 8. Lunch will be served as a nice hot soup and a chocolate bar. But when you sit down, it will change. No matter what it changes to, if you value your eyesight, eat it all before the lunch ends. 9. As soon as the 8th period starts, you want to run from the student with the green hat. This period is a game of hide and seek. He will give you a 5-minute head start, and you don't want to find out what happens if you lose. 10. As soon as the final bell rings, do not rush to the same door you used to get into the building. Instead, find the nearest window and jump out. No matter the height, you will probably be fine. If you follow these rules, then you will be safe to come in for a normal day too. Remember, I am not in on the first day, so do not trust anyone who claims to be me. And do not show anyone these rules. Good luck. I couldn't get a sleep that night. I thought about telling my parents, but I didn't want to know what happened if I disobeyed the rules. I thought of emailing the principal back, asking if this was some sort of sick joke. But at this point I was too tired, and managed to grab a couple hours of sleep. I woke up to my dad shouting me. I slept through my alarm, and only had 20 minutes to get ready. I showered, brushed my teeth, got dressed, and ate my breakfast, just in time for the school bus to arrive. I got on the bus, put my headphones in, and kept myself on the way to school. Everything seemed normal for now. I got off a surprisingly quick bus journey for the distance, and I walked to the gate. I took a step inside and felt a shiver run down my spine. This is it, I thought to myself, as if I walked inside the halls. Then I saw him, the man with a green hat. I knew the principal wasn't joking now. He was about 8 feet tall and smelled like candy apples. I heard the bell ring, and that's when he started to move. He walked with a purpose, like he knew I was following, even though he hadn't seen me. I made it to the first class in one piece. I sat down at the back as to not be noticed. But as soon as I sat down, some friendly-looking boy with a baby blue eye next to me struck up a conversation. I remembered I was allowed to talk to other people, so I talked to this charismatic man about my interest and what school I came from. We talked until the end of the period, and he made me think the principal was joking, until he teased to me right as the bell rang and asked, "What do you know about the tomorrow?" His smile distorted to show raw teeth. He grew in size, almost trying to block me from escaping. I looked around for help, but no one didn't even seem to fazed by this behavior. So before he could do me any harm, I pulled on his hair, and whilst he was distracted, I ran to my next class. Periods 2, 3, 4, and 5 all went well. But which could be because I didn't mutter a peep. Then came the lunch. I had 20 minutes to spare until it was my turn to eat, so I found a bench and tried to listen to music in peace. But it was as if the building didn't like that. I saw many things out of the corner of my eye, ranging from someone waving to me who wasn't actually there, to a kid performing what looked like a ritual with the candles floating around him. It seemed my mind is slowly turning against me. Finally, after what felt like forever, it was my turn to eat. I got my soup and chocolate bar as promised and sat down. As soon as I touched my seat, the food changed. The soup turned from a nice beige color to blood red. I tasted, and sure enough, it had that metallic twang that human blood tastes. That's when I turned to my chocolate bar, still in a wrapper. I opened it to reveal what looked to be the same baby blue eyes from the friendly boy earlier. I nearly screamed, but I didn't want any more attention than I'd already had. So I pretended everything was normal. I quickly gulped down the blood so my eyes didn't end up like the poor boy's. And I pinched my nose while praying for forgiveness and ate the eye in one bite. They tasted oddly sweet. I then put my tray away and waited for the bell while struggling to proceed what just happened. When the bell chimed to signal the next period, I couldn't find the man with the green hat anywhere. I asked many people. All of them claimed they have no clue who I am talking about. So I ran. I had to leave what could be my life up to chance. Chance that I picked the right door. I ran through the hallway until I thought I saw something of a green through the door. I ran in and sat down silently, praying I got the right class. We got 10 minutes through the class with my guard slowly lowering until I was apparently being disruptive and got asked to see the teacher outside. So I packed my bag, walked outside, and looked around. Everything seemed normal until I noticed the roof was slowly closing in. I rubbed my eyes thinking they were playing tricks on me, but they weren't. So I ran. I ran until I saw a door. I barged in and the whole class looked at me. I stared at the nearest clock. I counted from 1 to 12 and let out a sigh of relief, knowing I was safe for now. Finally, it came to period 7. I was still shaking. I followed the nameless man to our next class, and it went by a flash. I thought I was in the clear until I remembered the rule 9. I had to hide, and quickly. I found the toilets and looked for anything to help. I saw some vents, so I opened it up and popped in. I crawled until I saw the main hallway underneath. I had made it up halfway through this game until I saw a red liquid start to pour out of the walls. It was slowly filling up the corridor, yet no one seemed to notice. I looked around and saw the old, almost falling apart grandfather clock, with an old man standing next to it. I had to sacrifice my hiding spot to tell him, but the halls were already ankle deep in blood, so I popped open the hatch and slowly found my way down. I saw the corridor he was in and quickly looked from side to side to see if I was clear. I ran down the hallway with my feet drenched in blood. I got him notified of the problem. He thanked me and went into his closet to pick some items up, but I had made too much noise on the expedition. I knew I didn't have much time to hide. That's when I heard it. It started off with a faint footsteps but eventually turned into a full-on sprint with heavy breathing. It was him, the 8-foot-tall monster of a man. I should have ran quicker, but instead I was intrigued by his features. He had pitch-black eyes and holes where his nose and ears should be. What freaked me the most when I looked at where his mouth should be, but instead was a patch of smooth skin like his lips had been sewn together. With not much time left until he got me, I turned and I ran. I ran faster than I ever knew I could. I spent the rest of the twisted game running at speeds I never knew I could achieve. I took a right, a left, and another right, until I saw a door leading to the class I could hide in. I ran down and tried to open the door. It wasn't a push or a pull. I turned around too quickly to run back, but I saw him blocking the exit. He slowly walked over to me, every step getting louder and louder. He was taking his time, as if to taunt me. I screamed for help, but no one could hear me. That's when the bell rang. I cried tears of joy to have survived this horrid day. I ran to doors marked exit, slammed them open and jumped down the stairs. I ran as fast as I could to get the gates, but then they slammed shut. I turned around confused to see the principal. I went up to him and asked, "What is happening?" It was then that my body froze in place as I remembered the rule 10. I had failed. I asked him what was going to happen to me. He failed to give me an answer, but I saw a shortened man with a green hat on. He came up to me and thanked me for freeing him. I was confused. I grew until I was 7 foot tall and felt my nose and ears cave into themselves and my mouth sealed over. It was then the principal finally talked. He muttered, "It is your turn now," while placing a green baseball hat on my head. I am able to regain consciousness over this body sometimes, but I am rarely able to control it for more than 5 minutes. And now I am spending most of my life in the back seat of my body, waiting for another poor soul to apply to this school. Hi everyone. Well, this is my second story in this channel. As you can guess, I'm not a native speaker. I am actually a theater actor in Turkey, and I wanted to try read English stories. Until next time, sleep well.